Hello everyone, I'm Something Wicked, and welcome to the Wicked Workshop. This is the third video in this installment series. Hopefully there are more to come, but first and foremost, I want to kind of clear the air. This is going to be a how-to video, and I wanted to use this opportunity to clear the air on the last one. The very first video that I did was on mequip, and this is a small community within the Tabs modding community, but I want to, now that I have a platform and a voice, I want to clear things up. This was completely devised by Chairman. I don't. There was some sort of a question out there as to how I learned this technique. I had originally, thought that I had learned it from Cal. Chairman was on the exact same stream that we were all on when Cal was showing me this, and I had no idea who Chairman was. Uh, but honestly, all hail Chairman. Chairman is a master. But yes, this was originally derived, and I guess shouldn't say created because it was more. It's more of an exploit, but it was discovered originally by Chairman. So yeah, all credit to Chairman for this. But having said that, what we're going to do is we're going to just talk about some basics of a Unit Creator mod. Those of you who know me know that I am relatively new to playing and modding and all of this. Game in Tabs. And I had a lot of questions, so I went online, checking out forums and things like that. Found Discord, found all, all these awesome people who are online who gave me a lot of help. So here we are today. But I wanna share some of the knowledge that I have, and I've got the game loaded, and we'll just kind of get into it. Show some basics of Unit Creator. This isn't a how to install or anything like that, but I do have some web pages open. This is where you're going to find the Unit Creator mod. It is by ARARGD. I'm not sure if it's a name or if it's supposed to be pronounced Arargd. I'm not going to try to I'm not going to try to do that again because I probably jacked it up. But anyway, from what I hear in the community, he's no longer around anymore. I wish he was. I would tell him thank you. There's a lot of mods that I run. UCM is probably at the at the meat and potatoes of everything. And this is honestly the start if you want to get into doing anything serious in the Unit Creator. You definitely want to start here. Now, Midnight Cow has UC++, which is amazing. Just the versatility and the capabilities of the program. I haven't even started it yet, to tell you the truth. I don't know if I have enough capacity inside my brain to learn something new like that. So I'm just getting started into making videos, so we're just gonna keep it simple. But anyway, this is how you get it. I recommend also using some sort of a mod manager. I've modded other games in the past, and everything that I ever use, I always use a mod manager for everything, whether it be Skyrim or Fallout. I use a mod organizer too for Fallout and Skyrim, and then there's a Warhammer mod organizer that I use for for when I play Dawn of War. But anyway, uh, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're going to be using and talking about. Arargd. I did it and I said I wasn't going to, but thank you. If it's a team, thank you guys. It's awesome. It's great, and we're just going to jump right into it. Okay, I've got the game loaded. So what I'm kind of thinking about doing is we'll just come in and we'll make just a basic unit. Nothing special, but I'll kind of describe some things that I do. We'll just give him a name real quick. Nope, we want to keep this PG-13, so we'll just call him Test Guy. Then voice and things like that don't really matter right now. One small thing though that I will say first off, and I mentioned it in my previous video, is you always want to start off with something that you cannot manipulate. A lot of the armors and things you can't manipulate. I like to start off with a ski mask, just because it's something that I know I'm not going to use, and I'll do all of my editing and then I'll delete it at the very end. So everything else will be done, and then that'll be the very last thing, or I'll save it because I do a lot of templates, and then I'll save it with that ski mask so that if I transfer and copy it over to something else, in order to edit it again and start manipulating, you have to either add or remove an item. So I'll just remove that ski mask, and then I'll just get editing again. So, like I said, just a small little tip. I'll kind of throw in little nuggets like that as we go. But we're just gonna make just kind of a basic guy. Another thing that doesn't edit as well is most of your pants. I like to use pants 10. It's a very form-fitting. You get a lot of less clipping when you use something that's really tight to the skin, and I like to add a lot of knee pads and armors and shin guards and whatnot like that. So that's just kind of another little bonus tip. But we'll just start adding some stuff into here. Another shirt that I like to add is either the Wild West shirt, or I think there's a 00 shirt in here that's like a Tab G 00. And again, it's another form fitting, pretty close to the form. Yeah, here we go. Tab shirt 00. You'll get a lot of less clipping and things like that when it comes into here. But let's start adding some cool stuff. We'll go into the torso. We'll add some shoulders. This is basically the reason why I stayed in the game. These shoulder guards are freaking awesome. Anyway, we'll add some other stuff. What do we want to add? Let's add one of those other types of shoulder guards, and we'll show you some basics of manipulation and things like that. Okay, so these ones are kind of cool. Getting into it, first of all, okay, so with the Unit Creator mod, you're going to obviously open up your menu. You've got, this is your master menu. The Unit Creator tools are the bread and butter of basically what you want over here. This is basically with the button that you're going to function off of, and off of this menu here. There are other things that you can do, explore them if you like, but that's not what the focus is today. So we've got this menu up. We're going to drop this other one down. I like to, once I move prop sizing menu open, I like to move this one kind of out of the way. Just get it out of there so that as I'm moving and trying to get 3D like and whatnot like that, it's not in the way. Another important tip: anytime you add an item, it will default to the very first item in the list. So keep that in mind as you get excited and you're adding things and it's looking cool. Sometimes you'll forget to come down and actually select the item before you manipulate it here. And if you don't have something that is not manipulatable, so you have like a Minotaur shoulder guard or something like that, and you got it positioned perfect and you move on, well, next time you add it, you're going to be manipulating, and then suddenly you're not manipulating the item that you want to be, and it's all messed up. But anyway, so there we go. We got some shoulder guards in, so some basics. First things that I like to do is you got your different input toggles. You can either use slider bars or you can use data input. For finer details, I like to use data input. For things just getting kind of basics and rough areas, I use slider bars. But I also make a change to the minimum and maximum ranges, and I mentioned that in my other video. 0 being the minimum, maximum of 2, so it gives you a range of anywhere between 0 and 2. I use a negative integer here, -1, so that when I'm positioning, I'm not limited by 0. I can go either 0 all the way up to +1 or to -1. So that really helps. But let's get right into it. Again, so I want to manipulate this first piece, this medieval shoulder guard. So I'm going to select it in the list. Keep in mind that any changes or manipulations that you do are only going to show on this left side. Anything that you want it to reciprocate, you have to refresh and it'll then reciprocate on that other side. So we're just going to make some small changes. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the planes. Okay, you've got the X, Y, and Z planes. X, Y, and Z. The X plane, when it comes to prop scale, is the width. If you can see where my mouse is dragging, with the width side to side. So if I want to manipulate, well, this isn't a very good example, but the width of this particular item facing you. So X is going to make it from there. Y is going to be the height of the item. As you can see, it kind of moved it out. Okay, so slider bars, like I said, and then Z is the width in this case on arms. The planes are reversed. Arms and legs planes are reversed. X and the X and the Y, or no, X and the Z plane. Without trying to ramble on too much. Okay, so we've got some small changes there. What I like to do too on shoulder guards is bring them out just a little bit, probably about 0.2 to start. And that removes it from the arm, and that allows you to sometimes add other items underneath it, different like long shirts and things like that. Everything that I've added are basically just skin tight things to keep you from seeing skin, keep you from seeing the red and the blue. So some small changes there. We said 0.3. Nope, I said we were going to go 0.2. And we can see the small change there. To make it reciprocate on the other side, we're going like that. So there's something small and easy that we can do. We'll add another item. Let's add a simple Viking belt to give kind of another example. Okay, so when we go into make our manipulations, again, we have to select that item. And I'm going to use the slider bars, and we're going to talk about position, the X, the Y, and the Z position. Again, X position is side to side. That's going to be your radial, for lack of a better word, I guess. Height is going to be your vertical position for the Y. And Z, of course, is your fore and aft, or forward and back. So when you get into making small changes and things like that, just keep that in mind. And like I said, so we've got a 006 that we already made our slider manipulation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch that in so that once I start making small adjustments, it'll be off of what the adjustment that we've already made versus an adjustment that was maybe a previous adjustment. So I'm going to come down just a little bit more. So we'll try 6.5. Got a little bit of clipping in there. You know what? I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of the clipping. So I think what I'll do is I'll just try to pull it up and see if we can't get it up above and Z it a little bit fatter out. There we go. See that? Just some small manipulations like that. Looks like we're going to have to come out a little bit on the X. Here's another little tip too to get his arms up. Equip him with some Minotaur grabs. And well, usually anyway. Of course it's not going to work. And there we go. So see just some small little manipulations and it gets rid of the clipping. Small little changes like that. Okay. And so I'm going to move these down again so that the shoulders aren't being changed, because what we're going to do is we're going to add another little shoulder guard in there. And these are the small little things that you can do that are gonna make your little guy stand apart. Okay, so uh, obviously it's the exact same one, and we can't differentiate anything off of it for now. We're just going to color this one so that once we start moving it, you'll be able to see. And again, we're going to select it down because it defaulted to here. The first thing that I want to do is the bigger one looks good, but I want to move the next one inside closer to the neck. So we've got it selected already. We're going to grab it. The Y plane is going to bring that in just a little bit. Okay. We're going to adjust the Z scale, which is going to bring it closer in toward the body so that it appears to be inside more. And once we throw a cape on or something, you'll never even be able to see the clipping down on the bottom like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring it forward just a little bit on that Z plane, just like that. And to get the other side to reciprocate, boom. Okay, let's throw in, hopefully we can hide that with maybe the medieval cape. Not bad, not bad at all. So there you go, guys. I mean, that's pretty simple, right? Just some pretty basic manipulations. Again, like I said, I use the slider bars most of the time for my for my greater movements, and then as I get in for the finer details, moving forward or back or up or down or whatever like that, then I'll just input the toggle, change some small little things. This isn't anything advanced like M-Equip or anything, but this is just kind of to get you started on moving things. I will throw in something else. Oh, I've got fat fingers. I can't even type sometimes. Um, so wobblers are pretty restrictive on some of the things that they can have. They can't have a lot of the spooky belts. They can't have a lot of the other things that are reserved for creatures, basically. So keep that in mind as well. If you want to make something really cool and make it kind of look like a wobbler, you can kind of hide the skin, make it into a stiffy, and you can use just so many more other items, like the spooky belts, and you can use ice giant belts. It's pretty cool. So that pretty much sums it up, guys. Honestly, what we did here isn't too far away from a lot of the crazier stuff that's out there. This is one of the creations that I just made. Now this has some other things going on with it. Not only do we have M-Equip, but there's also some other things going on with the X planes, and of course, you can get into making custom items and things like that. So this is just the beginning, guys. If you have any questions, I'll be here. You can find me on Discord. You can PM me directly. That's basically it. Again, like I said, I wanted to clear some things up in the beginning. I hope that I've done that, and follow along for some more. Thanks, guys.